All right, like, share, subscribe. Cash App $Winston Spivey. So I was listening to this very interesting article here. A bunch of guys are talking about it. I saw it on Law and Crime Network about Alicia Andrews. She's out there in Jacksonville, Florida. I guess I don't know what the affiliation was, but apparently she knew that rapper Julio Foolio. This was the guy, and I can remember making a video about him a year and a half ago about this guy peeing on graves and pouring liquor on graves and things of that nature. Talking about some, unaliving, that kind of thing. Basically clowning another guy's death after, his crew got after another crew. And then he ended up getting taken out. And, they find out who did it. And these people are going to be dealt with. One of the people were Alicia Andrews. All right. Again, I don't know if it was his girlfriend or at one time or whatever affiliation that he had. Okay. But she actually, apparently, I meant that she knew Julio Foolio in some kind of way. I'll say it like this. Well, she was tried, and the trial didn't take long, and she was proven guilty on a manslaughter, but not guilty on conspiracy to manslaughter, okay? It was busted down from a more potent charge of first-degree murder, from court terms. So I was just looking at the notes and things of that nature, to where I guess she had some knowledge apparently from where this guy was at Tampa, right? In Tampa, Florida, and there's some guys came out there and got at Julio Foolio, okay? That kind of thing. Now, there wasn't any type of text message or any type of electronic forensics saying, that she had something to do with it, that she pulled the trigger or anything to that nature, okay, or gave a green light or anything to that nature. And I think that's what saved her from life in prison, okay, because she was looking at a life sentence. She was given or offered an 18-year plea deal, which she turned down and went to trial. But here's just what I think that happened. Being that she knew him in some kind of way, then she knew where she was at, where Julio Foolio was. And for those guys to come out to Jacksonville and go out there to Tampa and find this guy and get at this guy, then somebody had to tell them where it was at. Okay, and I guess the courts, I don't know, like they feel as though with the evidence that she knew where this guy was at. But I think that under duress, because she was saying, hey, she was scared of her boyfriend and that kind of thing, okay? So she went and cooperated and went with them, because they probably made her go with them to go find out where this guy was. But, I guess that she claimed that she didn't know or whatever about this and that she was basically, like lying in court. It's a crazy case here. I think she just didn't want to just dime out those guys and say this and that, what happened, although I believe that the police, that they knew what happened. Once again, I think that she knew who Julio Foolio was, okay? I don't know, I don't know the relationship, but the guys, more than likely, there was some type of get back for making fun of, and I think that's what it was, get back for Julio Foolio making fun of the guy's death, okay? That either his crew or somebody that he knew in his crew had did. And the girl probably under force, and track them down, okay, with, I guess, what they call the ops and that kind of thing, and that's what they use her for, okay? So I think in the end, this woman or young lady, she's 21 years old. She'll probably end up getting like 10 years. I believe her sentencing is December 8th there, y'all. Okay? She'll probably end up getting, once again, the 10 years max. She'll probably end up getting out probably 7 to 8 years. Okay? Where she could be out before she's 30 and get on with her life. So, man, you know, it's a bad thing, and I don't like to wish death upon a brother or whatever, but these things, you know, making fun of like their experience and all that, that kind of thing is a witchcraft, and these things has a ways of coming back on you, you know, when you do this type of stuff. So it's nothing to play with. I'm gonna put it to you like that. And ladies, here's what I want to say. You need to be very, very careful. And I know that some of y'all, you guys like the chaos, you like the excitement, that kind of thing, okay, of dealing with these kind of guys or whatever, okay, these tough guys or these roughnecks or these gangster type dudes. But you see through this of what could happen for dealing with a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? I know that some of y'all might look at regular dudes as boring, that kind of thing, no excitement. But it's one of the things that could have cost her life, or like life in prison, that kind of thing. All right. What if the guy would have flipped on her? You know, they would have got what they wanted by taking the other guy out, and then, you know, took her out too. And stuff like that actually does happen. Okay, so in the end of the day, I don't care if you're a man or you're a woman, crime don't pay. But ladies or young ladies, okay, because I have a daughter too, all right, 17-year-old daughter, about getting involved with guys like these guys that took out Julio Foolio. So anyway, look, nice chopping up with y'all. Stay tuned for the next video here. There's some serious stuff that needs to be talked about. I don't know, needs to be deciphered and all that. Needs to, you know, have solutions about. All right. Let me know what you think about the video, guys and girls.